Morning all, welcome to the channel, welcome to my world, the world away. And we now got stage 12 of Eagle Moss and Hero Collector's presentation of Build Your Own Ecto-1. Now how is everyone? Look, I've got my coffee. I'm just going to take it easy, nice and relaxed. I have got the pink mat out today. As I said, we're working on the engine and the engine does show up better on the pink mat. We've probably got a little bit of distress in this one as well. We're going to be doing the engine fan, cooling pipes, and we're going to be doing the HT leads as well, which is going to be a little bit funny. When they're in, I think the HT leads are coming out too much into the engine. You'll see what I mean. So I am going to try and bend them round to do some shaping like you'll see in the pictures here. Let me just show you what we've got in this issue. Now, this is the inventory of everything we got. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because what I've done, I've got the box of goodies here. Look at all the pipes in there. I've just measured all these pipes and HT leads that we've got here, and I've put the letter of what they are just down the side. So it's going to be a lot easier when I'm actually grabbing the pieces to know what one is what, because they can get a little bit confusing. I just give you a bit of advice. It's probably worth doing that because you don't want to be putting one of the longer leads into one of the shorter areas there. But if we go around to what we're going to be doing, as you see, stage 12, we're going to be fitting the engine cooling fan. That's a nice simple job. We're going to be putting over the belts on the two pulleys here, from the power steering to the generator to the cooling fan there. Nice simple job. Then we're going to be putting the HT leads in. That's the bit that looks difficult. And what they're showing you on this picture is, look how neat. You've got a bit of a washout there, but look how neat that they look when they go in there. They're going to look nothing like that when they're in the engine, because these pipes here are quite rigid and they're going to just bend around. It's very hard to get them to bend that way. So I'm going to try and apply a little bit of heat just to keep them with a bend later on. So that's something we're going to be doing. Once that's done, we're going to be fitting some starter solenoid cables in there, and then we're going to be putting a couple of the cooling pipes in. We've got the air control filter pipe coming off here. That's going to be plugged in here, but it's not going to be attached to anything. So this will be the only pipe here. It's the longest one in the kit that isn't attached to anything. Now, in the next issue, we get our first part of the chassis, so I can't wait to do that. It's going to be a simple issue. I'm going to try and get this one out later in the week. I have got a lot to do this week, but I am aware that a lot of you are staying at home now. You're in self-isolation, so I said, like I did in my last videos, I'm going to do what I can do to keep you entertained and hopefully just keep a smile on your face and to keep your mind occupied, because you want to get through this without getting stir fever and cabin fever, then keep your mind active. That's the only advice I can give you. But look, without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, the fan pulley is made up of 3 sections, a bit like what the last one was. I'm just going to get them out of here, get my screwdriver to help me. I haven't got my tweezers on me at the moment. And then we've got the fan here as well. We're going to need those three sections there. So we're going to take the base pulley, or this is the rear part of the pulley, just like this. Then we're going to be putting the next part on top with the indent facing outwards. So you've got the flat side here and you've got a side with an indent on it. The flat side's just going to go towards that one, and as you can see, that makes a channel in there. And then we're going to be putting the last piece over here. It doesn't really matter what way you put this in. I'm putting it in the way, well, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be hidden by the fan anyway. When the fan goes in, as you can see, we've got a flat side and we've got a side with sort of like an extrusion out there. That's going to go through the center here, and that's going to be attached, all of this just like that, to the engine. So I'll bring the engine over. There's going to be attached with an EP screw, so I'm going to get one ready to go there because this is going to be a little bit fiddly. Okay, so this is going to be going onto this pulley up the top there. So I put those all over the shaft there and hold them in place just like that. Then we're going to be putting the fan just on top like that, and then we're going to be screwing this into place with the EP screw. Can I do this first time? That looks good. It's looking very good. And then just tighten it up just like that. Now that should still be able to turn. As you can see, the belts aren't going to move, so it's just giving the impression when the belts are on. I'm sure someone out there is probably going to motorize these so everything turns in that. I saw it with the DeLorean. I wouldn't be surprised if I see it with the Ecto-1. But there we go. That's the cooling fan on. Now I've just taken that apart again because it's apparent that the fan is not holding this pulley into place no matter how much I screw it in. So I am going to put just a tiny bit of glue just to keep all of these sections in place just like that. Now I did think I was putting the fan in the wrong way, but it has to go in with this area facing the pulley, because if you try and put it in the flat side facing, it just hits the fan, it hits the pulley underneath. Obviously it's not meant to go that way, it's meant to go this way. So let's try that again. Now I could have quite easily edited that out. The reason I haven't is because obviously you're going to have the same problems that I have. So I wanted to make sure that doesn't happen. But there we go, that's in. As you can see, it still turns, so it's all good. Now we're going to be putting the belts on. Now what we do is, if we put them over the cooling fan and the crank fan at the bottom, we're going to be putting them on the back track of the pulley at the bottom. Then the back track of the cooling fan, this is the first one, and then the next one's just going to go over the generator like that. I'm just going to try and take the twist out of it. So I'm aware I've got a little twist in there. And that's going to look just like that. I don't know if you can see this on any camera. There we go, that's probably better. And as you can see, it's on the back track of that pulley. Now on the other side here, it's going to go around the power steering pump, and it's going to go on the front side of the pulleys on this section. As a matter of fact, it's probably better to put it on the front side of these first. Very fiddly job, this one. Get them on there. Just like that. And then push that over the power steering pump like that. And then there we go. We've got the two belts in, looking just like that. Probably best to show you on the side camera there. Looking just like that. Now I've got my tweezers out, because starting from this side here, we're going to be starting to put the, it's probably better on that camera there, we're going to be starting to put the HT leads in. So the first one we want is a 90 centimeter cable, which is labelled I, and I've got one here, looking just like that. We're going to be putting one end into the spark plug. Now they've got this going behind this brace here, so I'll put that in there first. I've actually taken the spark plug out because I think this would be easier to do it this way. I've had this pipe as well just in my mouth. I'm going to push this back into the hole just like that. Now this goes underneath that brace. God, it's like a knitting or something. And then we're going to have it trailing over here, going through the first hole of the HT lead little tidy that we've got there with the 4 holes. Going to go through the first hole, and it's going to go onto the nearest section of the distributor cap. So I'm going to get this in. Got my glasses on. I'm going to push this into place. And there we go. That was the first one into place, just like that. Now we're going to take the 80mm cable, which is labelled J. And just like last time, we're going to go to the next spark plug along. Put this in. Push it down into place. I don't think I need to take this spark plug out. No, that's gone in absolutely fine. The second spark plug they've got going over the top of the brace that we put in there. So we put that over the top, again through the tidy there. Ignition coil tidy, I think it was called. I can't remember the name of it. And then we're going to put this into the next plug along on the distributor. Just like that. That's the second one in. Going through there and then onto the distributor. Don't know if you can really see that, but that's on the distributor there. Now the remaining two take cable H, which is a 70mm cable, and they're just going to follow the same sort of technique that we've been doing. So I'll get these two in. And there we go, there's the first side completed. Now if I show you on the side camera, you see what I mean about the wires are coming out. If I show you from the top how that looks, I think I'm going to tidy them up. Not quite sure how yet, but I want them to be uniform going into the distributor buttons here. Just kind of show you what I've got planned, just like that. But I don't want them sprayed out like that, so I might have to bend them round. But we're going to do the other side now. Now it's not the same. Some of the cables that we're going to be putting in the spark plugs on the other side are different. So the first cable we're going to be putting in, which is just behind the generator there, is going to be taking the longest cable, the longest blue cable you've got, which is K. The cable's labelled K. So I'm just going to push that into place. Just like that. Then once again, this is going to go round here through the very end ignition coil pipe, and it's going to go into the nearest hole to this on this side. But that's going to go onto the back section of the distributor again. The plug nearest to the back, should I say. Then we need to take one of the 90cm cables again, which is one of the next size down, if you like, of the blue ones. And we'll go to the next spark plug along. Now the remaining two cables take cable J, not cable H. These are slightly bigger, they're 80mm cables. So I'll put these in now. Now I'm painfully aware that was an absolute pain to film, so I will take a picture of them just so you can see how they look in the distributor cap and how they look on each side of the spark plugs there. Now the last two shortest cables we've got here, which are H, that we started off when we did the other side there, they're going to go into the solenoid section of the starter motor here and the back of the generator here. I really do hope you can see this on camera here, but they're going to just slide onto the points at the end of the generator here. I know I keep calling it an alternator, but I believe at the time it wasn't an alternator, it was a generator, so let's just force a habit. But those 2 points are on there, and they're going to go exactly the same sort of way you've got them there, but into the solenoid of the starter motor. So I'll do the back one first. And that's the second one in. So we've got those two cables in, just like that. Then we've got two cooling pipes. This is 12F, which just looks like a pipe at a 90-degree angle. And then a pipe with a few more tinges and bends and stuff in is 12E, looking just like that. Now if you look on top here, we've got two holes. The first one, which takes the 90-degree angle one, is just going to be pushed into the blue hole just there, like that, with the shortest end at the engine. Obviously this can still rotate where you need it, so for now I'm just going to push it in just like that. Now the second one, as you see, we've got a hole in one side and we've got a lug on the other. That hole there is going to fit just over the lug behind the belts, just under the fan there. So we can put that in just like that. So that is now looking just like that there. Now I did miss a pipe. We've got the 70cm pipe here, which is going to fit on the middle engine block cover. Now the actual point that it fits on is actually between the distributor and the sort of dipstick there. This is just going to go onto that pipe there. Now this pipe actually doesn't go anywhere yet. They've just got it in the instructions just hanging down there like that. So I'm just going to leave that pipe for a second. The last pipe we've got to put in, which is the air control filter pipe, is going to be pushed into the pin at the front of the fuel pump in figure B. So this is the fuel pump here, and as you can see you've got a little lug coming out there, so I'm going to push that into there. And once again, this cable doesn't go anywhere at all. As a fact, they've just got it trailing off kind of like in that direction there. As a matter of fact, it's probably best to put it over. You don't want to get trapped in the belt just like that. But that was the pipe that's coming from the fuel pump there. Now that is all there is to it, but I'm not going to touch the HT leads like I said at the start. Should I be applying heat to get these uniform or not? Because when you buy a HT lead in a shop, they're straight, they're not bent or shaped. I don't know if they were bent or shaped back in the day, but that is every single bit of pipe in that engine. That was a really fiddly issue, and trust me, you are going to need these, especially these, and if you need to take the spark plugs out, these. They're all available in my Amazon shop if you need them. I think that's probably the last two issues of the Ecto-1 that are going to be fiddly for this pack. Looking at what we've got coming, the rest looks quite easy. So, but that was fun, I have to say. It was challenging, and just looking at my record time at the moment, that was 35 minutes. So I don't know what this final video is going to be after I've edited it down, but I hope you found that interesting. I really do hope my camera views and angles did show some detail of that, but I really enjoyed that. Listen, if you liked that video, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. What's more, be safe, take care of yourself and of others.